Hi, and welcome to the Pop Cult Online, the podcast dedicated to the 10-year-old in all of us. And I'm your host, Rick Gordon. Well, Valentine's Day is almost here, so I'm going to talk about love. There's all types of love out there. There's secret love, and there's not so secret love. I'm going to show you a little bit of both. Some of my secret loves, and definitely some of my not so secret loves. So we'll be right back after these brief messages.
I can bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan, and never let you forget you're a man.
Give her Enjoli, the 8-hour perfume for that 24-hour woman.
I can work till 5 o'clock, come home and read you tickety-tock.
Tonight I'm gonna cook for the kids.
And if it's loving you one, I can kiss you and give you the shivering fit.
Enjoli, the 8-hour perfume for your 24-hour woman.
Well, as I said before, there are secret loves and not so secret loves. So we all know that there are secret loves and not so secret loves. Some of my secret loves: romance comics, Jessica Alba, tasty cupcakes. Goes without saying. Some of my not so secret loves: my motorcycle, my dog, and my beloved wife. Now, the main reason I'm making this episode is 10 years ago, to the day, I took my wife to see Daredevil in the movie theater. That was a big mistake. It was a horrible movie. Well, yeah, it was a horrible movie. And that's not something you should put on a person that early on in a relationship. So I apologize for that. Hopefully the gift this year will make up for it. I'm not going to tell you what I got her. You'll just have to see probably in the next episode. One of my secret loves happens to be romance comics. I don't know why or where it came from, but there's something about the romance books that came out in the late 60s, early 70s that I just found fascinating. The books editorially really straddled a fine line between what was acceptable behavior and this new thing called women's liberation. So there was a real balancing act that had to be achieved when writing these things that usually didn't work out too good. It usually fell back to the old patterns, the old norms, woman in the kitchen, that type of thing. The upside to these books were the art was phenomenal. You think of some of the great artists of that era, and they were working on romance books. Gene Colan, John Romita, all these guys came from a strong romance background. And when they worked on these books, it was almost as if they put all of their talent into it, more so than with the superhero books. So artistically, they were just better put together, more stylish. They reflected the times better with the dress and the body movement. It was just really fascinating to look at. As far as reading them, it was a quick read. It was like reading an Archie story. It was one and done stories, nothing really spectacular. But, if you got time to kill in a few minutes, a romance book is a good way to do it. By 2003, my wife and I, who wasn't my wife at the time, had been dating for a few years. We're actually living together. And superhero movies, there weren't that many. So I went under the assumption that any superhero movie that could make it to the big screen was going to be good. Up until then, we had Spider-Man, I believe, 1 or 2 X-Men movies. So I figured, what the heck? We'll go see Daredevil. What a mistake that was. Again, I apologize. Hopefully, when Valentine's Day rolls around next year, we'll see something better. Who knows? We'll have to see.
It all started at the dance. Barbie, the famous teenage fashion model doll by Mattel, felt that this was to be a special night. And then it happened. She met Ken. And somehow she knew that she and Ken would be going together. So now Mattel brings you Ken, Barbie's boyfriend, with a complete wardrobe of perfectly tailored clothes of unmatched quality. Now Ken and Barbie meet for lunch at school, go to fraternity parties, and just relax together. Think of the fun you'll have taking Barbie and Ken on dates, dressing each one just right. You'll find Ken wherever toys are sold. Look for this special tag that tells you he's the genuine Ken. Get both Barbie and Ken and see where the romance will lead. It could lead to this. And remember, you can tell it's Mattel. It's swell.
The main reason I wanted to make this very special episode was because I'm not going to be home for Valentine's Day. This is the first time we've been apart on this very special day in a very, very long time. And I just wanted my wife and the entire world to know that I love you very, very much. And happy Valentine's Day, sweetie. And I'll be home soon.